Have you ever engaged in a serious debate over which is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Have you ever played Smash or Pass using only characters from Star Wars and Marvel movies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have the podcast for you. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen, the podcast where an expert panel convenes to ask the questions about pop culture and social commentary that other podcasts are afraid to ask. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Fans International Association is back. That's right, the premier fan club association of the 1970s and 1980s has been revived and is back in business. Join today. It's free at thewfia.org. That's thewfia.org. You can also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/WFIA 1969. Welcome back once again, everybody, to Chronicles by Fleisch, the 1998 version. I am your host, Brad Drake, and this is World Championship Wrestling. Tonight, WCW travels to Oklahoma. That's right, the Rose Garden Arena in Portland, Oklahoma. Oklahoma will host live event tour number 41 for WCW. Let's check our absent workers. NWO Sting, Great Muta are out, expected. And we got some incidents. Kevin Sullivan organized the poker tournament. He's a heck of a guy. Here's Norman Smiley. Another poker tournament. And McMichael and RIC FLAIR. Ooh, RIC FLAIR had to issue out some punishment here to Steve McMichael and tell him to buy a crate of beer for everybody after the show. That sounds just like normal horseman behavior there. All right, so we know where our show is going to be. Let's run down who's going to be on it. Here we have Chavo Guerrero against Chavo Guerrero Jr. against La Parka in the opener. I just saw Chavo Guerrero Jr. 2 days ago at C2E2 in Chicago, and the guy looks great. We're going to see Steve Regal and Dave Taylor in there against Harlem Heat. Ice Train is going to battle the Disciple. Jim Powers will meet Curt Hennig. Raven and Perry Saturn are going to battle Diamond Dallas Page and Roddy Piper in the semi-main event. And our main event tonight, everybody, a throwback. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair, will face Hollywood Hogan. That should be one heck of a main event. And believe it or not, everybody, they were still drawing in 1998. I don't know about that 2010 tour that they did, but 1998, they were still drawing. So with that said, everybody, with all of that said, let's get to booking. And here we go. Guerrero Jr. versus La Parka in the opener. So here is Chavo Jr. Here is La Parka. And we're going to leave this one open-ended. Whoever wins, wins. No big deal on that one. Up next, Steve Regal and Dave Taylor against Harlem Heat. This is another feud that we put together. Makes sense for both teams. Here is Regal and Taylor. Here is Harlem Heat. All right, we can auto-name this one, which is always good and saves time. And let's see who we want to go over here. I don't think these two teams have even met yet. Let's have Regal win by cheating and see how that works. There we go, tainted right there. All right, oh, nobody complains. That's a good sign. All right, Ice Train against the Disciple here. We're going to go back and change this last match to 14 minutes. And we're going to give Ice Train and the Disciple 12, which is actually a long time for these two. The Disciple, of course, is the returning Brutus Beefcake. I'll tell you what, I remember seeing this when he first showed up. I had no idea who he was. Until I read about it online, I had no idea who the disciple was. All I saw was this jacked up guy. And it was Beefcake. And his dark side of the ring, he talks about how he cut, I think he said he cut 40 pounds or something for this. And the guy looked good. And again, I had no idea who he was until I read it online. So the disciple with the win over Ice Train here. That one is in the books. Up next, Jimmy Powers tangling with Curt Hennig. And I think we all know how this one's going to go. Powers versus Hennig. Here is Jimmy Powers. Great shape. Still look good here at 40. And here is Curt Hennig, who also looked very good at 40. We're going to give Jimmy Powers an out here. And we're going to have Rick Rude interfere in order to give Hennig the win. So that one's booked. Powers can go this long. Up next, Raven and Saturn against Page and Piper. Such interesting bout here. Raven and Saturn versus Page and Piper. We have Raven and Saturn in there as a team already, so it's no problem to plug and go with them. Here's Diamond Dallas Page. Here is Roddy Piper. We're going to leave this one open-ended because either team wins. It's good to go. I'm sure Page and Piper are going to get the win. But if not, no big deal. All right, here's Flair and Hogan, our big main event here, everybody. We'll give them 30 right off the bat. Flair versus Hogan. And here's Ric Flair. Here is Hollywood Hogan. And again, this is a house show. Neither one of these men are champions, so it really doesn't matter. I don't care who wins. We're going to just have an epic. We should get a big score for that main event. All right, let's go ahead and run this one, everybody. Let's see how we do. All right. La Parka gets the win over Chavo Jr. here. Whopping 32. Oof. And there you go. Regal with the win over Stevie Ray. Uses those ropes for leverage. Nice 76 score here. Good score. All right, the Disciple and Ice Train. Disciple gets the win with that high knee. I think he was using the neck breaker at this point, but I could be wrong. And we get a 50 for these two combatants. Up next, Jimmy Powers and Curt Hennig. Only a 69, but you can see we get bogged down here by Powers. But still not a bad score for what it is. Up next here. And there you go. Page gets the win over Perry Saturn with the Diamond Cutter. Page and Piper wins 73. Good stuff. I'll take it. And let's see how our main event does. 91! Yes! This is what happens when you have the product tuned in for what you're trying to do. In our case, popularity is worth more than in-ring value. So this is how you end up with a match like this with a 91. 187. Outstanding. And Flair does the favor for Hogan clean. But we'll take it. All right. No popularity game. We probably maxed that out already after the first week. And that's okay. All right. So this is going to take us back to the main screen. I think we have another live event coming up here because Thunder was pre-recorded. Yeah, it's week 2, so we should have another live event coming up, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. All right, we're back to the main screen here. What is new and exciting? There it is. Thunder aired. And hey, 5.8 million for Thunder. That's good stuff. All right. So that is going to do it for us, everybody, for this one. Les Thornton's going to retire. He was around a little bit longer than that. This is going to do it, everybody, for this one, for us. For those of you that are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Drop us a message below. Let us know what you think of the show and how you found us. For those of you looking for more, you can find it over on Patreon, patreon.com/PowerCast Network. There, you will get access to all of our spreadsheets. You'll get access to the 1987 Supermod. You will get access to all of our shows early and ad-free and so much more, everybody. the 1998 Supermod is coming to the Patreon channel. It's just not there yet. So, for those of you that are looking for interaction with other Supermod fans and fans of this show, you can head on over to Facebook.com/groups/1987 Supermod. We've got a nice little community over there. You can also find a free version of the 1987 Supermod over there. However, it is quite outdated. Also, you get a free membership, everybody, free to Wrestling Fans International Association. Head on over to the WFIA today, thewfia.org today, and claim that free membership. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time.